Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Ricky from Ye Olde Boys. Here to tell you another story from my younger years, because I was such a delinquent. But there's going to be a lot less swearing because it was so hard to bleep out last time. A few words might slip, but hey, whatever. Let's get right into the news, though. Right into the news of the story. So, this story starts out at I was in my buddy's house, it was late at night. And back then, anything with a computer or a chip in it, I like to just mess around with. And mod, do whatever I can. And that night, we were playing around, modding some Black Ops 1 zombies, flying around, turning stuff into spaceships. We had this special place on top. It was Doris, to be specific. We had this little place over the map where you could go and have special modes, pick up unlimited max ammos, juggernaut, all that cool stuff. We didn't play any of it online though because the mods we needed to do back then, neither of us had a JTAG Xbox or a jailbroken PS3. So, not just that, but a lot of people don't really like the modded game. Some people love them, some people don't. But we're not even really focused on that part of the story. So back then, when I was younger, I used to do stupid stuff like eat a whole box of Hot Pockets. And we're not just talking about the 2-pack because I could demolish that within 30 seconds back then. We're talking about within the span of, I like to say 36 hours, I'd eat a whole box of 24 Hot Pockets without my friend even touching them. He just didn't like Hot Pockets back then, so, well, he only liked the cheese ones, and these were the pepperoni ones. He's a weirdo. I don't know. But I was at his house, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I'm really feeling some ice cream here. What are you thinking?" I'm like, heck yeah, I'd like some ice cream. Why the hell not? So we go out, open his fridge, grab some ice cream. And at this time, I'm like, you know what? I bet I could eat a half gallon of ice cream, no problem. He's like, no, you can't. What are you talking about? Really, dude? You obviously have no chance of eating a half gallon of ice cream. I'm like, you know what? I bet I can eat a whole half gallon minimum of this ice cream and then drink 6 Poland Spring water bottles after and feel totally fine. He's like, come on, man. You're going to make yourself sick. I'm like, no, I won't. He's like, you know what? Fine. Prove to me you can actually do this. So, I take half that gallon of ice cream and, do what I got to do. Munch that shit up real quick. I mean, I'm eating this ice cream so fast that my brain freeze is getting brain freeze, alright? My head is ice cold. Literally, Sub-Zero didn't have nothing on me at that moment. But about 3 minutes later, finished with that half gallon of ice cream, I started taking water and just, if you remember anything about the old days with those bottles, you could just shotgun them right to the back of your throat and swallow them down. So I got, 1 water. He's like, are you really doing this? I'm like, yep. 2 waters. He's like, bro, this is crazy right now. What are you doing? 3, 4. And I'm like, all right, man. You know what? I really don't know if I could go any further. But he's like, you said 8. And I was like, I did say 8. 5, 6. I have 6 waters down and a half gallon of ice cream in my stomach now. And I'm like, you know what? I can't go any further than this. If I go any further, I'm probably going to die, man. I mean, have you never seen 1,000 Ways to Die? Alright, you can easily die from doing stupid stuff like this. But you know what? I think a half gallon and 6 waters is a new record. I should go on the Guinness Books of World Record for this right now. I tell you what. He's like, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed because you did promise me 8 waters, but 6 waters is close enough. And I'm like, really, man? You're disappointed? And then, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I go, "Mm." And if you know anything, that's the universal sound of I am going to puke my brains out. So, in the basement, my buddy had a toilet that he called the King's Throne because you literally climb stairs to go on this toilet. Not only that, but this was about 4 o'clock in the morning. Alright, I don't know why we were up that late, but as kids, it was just a normal thing. Almost every night we hung out. We were up till like at least probably about 8 o'clock in the morning and then fell asleep and screwed up our whole sleep schedules for school like the next week. But it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It was still all fun. I don't regret a single moment of it. So we run downstairs because we're not trying to wake up his mom and get in trouble and have her see that I'm throwing up a half gallon of ice cream. And, you know, usually with normal puke, it comes out and, like, it's not too crazy. You know, it comes out and it doesn't really splash around the toilet too much. Like, I mean, it does, obviously, because it's puke. But the throw up I was having was so powerful. By the time I had to stand 3 feet back from the toilet. And when I say I projectile vomited into the toilet, I mean it was like a laser beam coming out of a gun. Straight laser of projectile vomit of Oreo ice cream straight into that toilet. Alright. And I mean, I didn't even get a second to breathe while I was puking. This stuff all wanted to come out. The half gallon of ice cream, probably the 5 Hot Pockets I had earlier that night, and then the 6 bottles of water. Now, if you guys don't know how much 6 bottles of water is for water, dude, each water bottle is about 12 ounces of liquid. And then 6 times 12, because I had 6 bottles, is 72 ounces, and there's 64 ounces in a gallon of water. So I'm puking up more than a gallon of water, a half gallon of ice cream, and 5 Hot Pockets like there's no tomorrow. And I was puking for about a solid 2 minutes straight before I was even able to take a breath of air. I thought I was going to drown in my own vomit, but obviously I'm still here and alive. So, after about, I don't know, I'd say about 10 minutes of puking, I finally got it all out of me. You know, my stomach's empty, and I'm feeling kind of shitty. But I decide, you know, right now would be the perfect time for a Hot Pocket. So, I go upstairs, my friend's like, dude, do you really need a Hot Pocket? Did you not just see how much you puked there? And I was like, yeah, but now I have nothing in my stomach, blah, blah, blah. And I end up going, making the Hot Pocket, eating it, feeling better after, and I think I went to bed. But yeah, guys, that's not the craziest story, but I thought it was interesting and kind of a little funny. We have a few designs that we've been making for products for you guys to have. But that's the end of that story there. We have a few designs. Me and my buddy created little cool designs and shit while we were doing something over the weekend. And I think you guys might like it. While I gain more followers, I'll actually start to invest money into products and all that stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I know it's nothing compared to the last one, but I thought you guys might like a little bit of a calmer story. Yeah, this is Ye Olde Boys, guys, and have a fantastic night.